cleanliness. This is all for me and my wife. My hands are clean. So I just usually, personally, don't wear gloves. But when I trim, it gets so bad, I usually do. So take that for what it's worth. I'll do that plant next. So give me a minute while I defoliate. Very, very excited for it. I mean, they're raunchy. I thought they'd be all fruity, and I don't really like that much, although I like to have some. Oh, I stripped one. So be careful. My fingers grabbed this leaf, and I just stripped the whole nug off. Silver lining, I get to dry this one on my desk and have a little early puff. So let me set this aside so it doesn't get dirty. I'm going to do a lot of these bottom ones when it's upside down, so I don't have to reach my arms in and get so many trichomes like all over me. While I'm doing this, if you're growing the living soil away, there may be a fungus gnat stuck in the leaf. There might be a row of beetle that climbed up from below. And usually there's only a little bit, but you have to be aware of it. You don't want to cause bud rot. Be inspecting everything and looking at it. Make sure that when you go to hang it, there's not something obvious that you could have avoided, right? Like a fly that's stuck on there. Cut it off, get it out of there. Inspect it. We're growing plants here, especially if you're outdoor. Depending on your situation, you want to be very observant. The other thing you want to look for is bud rot, especially in the bigger buds. So always go to the tops. What I do is I'll crack open the inside and I'll take a peek. You probably can't see that, but it looks beautiful in there. There's no bud rot. Everything looks healthy. That's what I'm looking for, and that's part of the harvesting process, because if you throw one bad plant or one problem into the dry room, it can become a bigger problem than it needed to be. God, it's so frosty. A lot of these leaves have like frost up the stalk, even on the bigger ones. So I'm gonna flip it, and we'll talk in the grow room while I strip some more leaves off. Oh yeah, there we go. So now I can see these pretty easy, access more of them. I'm not too worried about getting all of these, like I said, but I want to get the worst offenders. Sometimes a shake will get any little dry ones to reveal themselves or to break free. Everything looks good, nothing else is like dead leaf material in there. Right here, you'll see I've got the air conditioning tube coming out, blowing hot air out the door that way. Over here, as I unzip it, I'll explain a little bit. So I've got a fan, which I've not put in there yet, but we need to have moving air, so I'll discuss that. Come on in.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction of the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D, as their guys will do battle with the Washington football team. Marching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded right around the 8.
We'll see if that'll hold the weight.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Occasionally, if you're on a weak point, it'll bend right here. And then all that I do is I hang it up in an area that's not going to touch the sides of the tents. Now, if I have a lot of little hangers and a lot of little plants, or if I have a whole bunch of branches that I had to cut to get out of a canopy, what I'll sometimes do is hang like a scrog screen up here, so there's a lot of points to hook. Some people will tie string and just hook right on the string. No hangers, the branches. There's like 1,000 ways to do it. All we're trying to do is suspend the plants upside down in the air, and that's the
first down throw, Darnold.
Easy. I usually have
that's on me. Oh, that was on me, fellas. Yeah. My fault.
He joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on into here. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10.
That's the case. I'm going to have to open a bench or two.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Next thing that's going to happen is it might not be humid.
This defense for the Cowboys, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And I'm going to put it in the corner away from direct contact with the plant. I showed you the fan when I walked in here.
Burn me. Good shit.
most important
is
thing
out
we
of
want
bounds, but
indirect
not
air
before
movement.
he's inside the
Air
30.
moving. That's going to pull the moisture
I have
off
no
of the
crystal
plant
ball
as
up
it's
here.
drying,
I
so it
can't
doesn't turn into
truly
buzz
see into
rot
the
while the
future.
moisture
But if they don't start getting some pressure on him, make him move around a little bit, and do something with the receivers to change up their timing,
60 degrees.
they're going to get
Remember,
shredded as
you
we've
can't get
seen
there
so far.
perfectly.
Right now,
Come on, pick that shit off.
It's be under 60 to over 60.
Way
You
too
can't get
comfortable
quite
back
as
there in
cold.
the
Don't worry
pocket.
about it.
yeah, there shouldn't be a
Like I
pillow
mentioned,
back
if it's
there for
warmer,
him,
maybe
all
a little
right?
bit lower,
As a
maybe
defensive guy,
55%.
they've got to dump him
So
on his
just be aware of
backside
those
a few
things, and I think
times,
you'll be
shake
great.
things up.
Right now,
They're going to need an in-drive adjustment here in this first series.
I'm going to grab a broom when I'm done and just clean up in here, so I'll throw
To
wherever I
throw
want
again
right
on
now.
second down. Darnold.
Okay. It's not perfect, but I think
There we go. There we go. Wrong way, nigga. God damn. Come on, cuz.
I don't think they can. They've got the football back. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, the offense plays off of them
this
awfully
one
well,
smelled
too.
louder. As soon as the fan hit it, it was like in my face. So I can see some obvious ones here. I'll do the same. But either way, I'm going to have to turn up the match one room or the other, so it doesn't really matter. I can be a little more... See, I'm already pulling stuff. I'm just going to go in there and do
Play
it.
clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive.
Be very careful when I sweep. I don't want to whip
He didn't
up any
seem in a
dust to get it
rush.
on
I
the
guess they
plane.
just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurry movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
All right, another little snack for later. Whoop. Now this should be easier without hurting the plant. Alright, if I'm not careful, I'm just going to spend all day here. You can kind of get in your zone and just see another leaf every time you grab one. I'm just going to stop myself. And the main reason is not that
Alright, we fucking up out there, fellas.
And a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Making sure I didn't miss any leaves and at least getting comfortable with it. And I can stagger that. Like I mentioned, once it's hung, I'll be able to go through, and each time I come in here, spend a little more time making sure that everything's clean. At that point, the job's done. So I can rest easy this weekend knowing that there's almost no plants growing down here. That little one in the earth box will
The
literally
offensive
self-water
penalty has us
all
back
weekend
where we
long.
started
Although
as they come up on a 1st and 10.
So it's going to be pretty good to have these hung up today, and I want to keep going. So I'm just going to start grabbing plants and bringing them
Now
in.
Brady.
Since this one was just kind of draped on,
And this
it's
is
easier
caught.
to pull
First
off.
catch
If
for
you
Keenan
get through
Allen.
and got 3 layers, there's like no chance. You're just going to have to cut it.
Pushes him aside at the 45. And all the way down to the 39. A big play there on the catch and run. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
Some of these branches might be
Shit.
interconnected. Oh man, this is crazy. This is like wrapped around. I forgot it's totally
Now the
outside
first
of the
carry for
PVC here.
Ezekiel
So,
Elliott. And he is going
for
to
me,
be
I'm going to
stopped
have to
cold
grab underneath the
behind the
PVC
line
or
of
go.
scrimmage.
Since I'd rather
They'll
go
lose a
above
yard
it,
there, and
it's
it's 2nd and 11.
I don't know
Nice
if I'm
play
going to
right
be able to do
there
it.
to stop him behind the
I think I'm
line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
I had a couple
2
branches
runs
there
in a
already.
row,
They're
but
barely
only 2
touching.
yards
I don't
to
want
show
move
for
them.
it.
I don't want them to move around in the dirt. One might be touching. The rest are kind of hovering. So I'm going to
In
get right
need of a
back to that one.
conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
This NL5 is nice.
Throwing
This is
down
the
is
one that I wanted
Brady.
to keep. Smells really good. I can't wait to
Open here, Adam Thielen. And it gets him down to about the 20-yard line. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
and that feels good.
So I'm going to go
but
do
you
this
know what?
later.
There's something to feel like
I'm going to leave enough space so I can
finish
come in
this
here. I'm just
drive
going to do this
off
afterwards.
because they took it
This is
away,
front
right?
left
So now you
corner,
got them back in their
number
heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them.
Good shit, good tackle.
Mental battle
Foul
early
number
in the
4.
game, and
So
that
this
make
one
it
is kind of hidden in the back. It's beautiful. It's a
A gain of
nice shot. I'm going to
3,
get it next
second
because I
down.
don't want any.
But they didn't get a whole lot out running at them, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try to keep the defense honest.
You mean or else just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Good shit, good shit.
Second down by Brady is incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
This whole plan got completely cannibalized.
Throwing is Brady on third down.
It's like under the belt. Look at that.
It's caught inside the 5. The Cowboys are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
This is a well-orchestrated drive they put together. You put back out, they were backed up to start things out, but they've done a little work since then. And now after that completion there, they've got first and goal.
Really tasty for some reason. You can give it another run. Sometimes you just got cannibalized by the more dominant, really bad genetics. Might still be
All right, fellas, good drive, good drive.
It's a 11th touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead.
God damn. Motherfucker. He's still gonna blaze.
An inauspicious start here kicking wise as this one stays.
All right, we up by 2 field goals.
This is the last one? Wow, this is great. This is all one plant. That's a big plant.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Takes it at the 7. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Besides the side branches, but the most safe is this way going straight up towards the light. So I'm probably just going to do that. That's a big one. That's the biggest one, I think. Woohoo, that's the biggest one. Okay.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down.
Oh, got it. All right. All right, tighten up.
Finish off the drive. It does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10.
Get there, get there, get. God damn, good shit. Good shit, good shit.
Takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. So Sam Darnold, not really known for having the strongest arm in the NFL, but he's certainly laid that one out there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver screaming downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you can just sense the crowd thinking, oh no!
All you're going to watch me do is literally as that return to the other room. And I know there's a lot of people that probably watch that and want to hear me talk about all the different genetics, but I'm going to do a better job. I'm just going to harvest it, we'll turn the camera off, I'll put them in the
extra point by Fairbairn.
Sorry.
They take the lead here at 7-6.
Target where we're going to be trimming it and putting in jars. But then,
after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
I'll show you more flower shots. I'll update you the best of my ability.
From just inside the 20, short kick. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
All the different genetics that we ran this time, I'm very, very happy with. Despite the couple of issues, a lot of times that's the grower learning how to run them. I'm not perfect, like always. Like, subscribe, tell your friends.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. And now defensively, you've almost got to get down into the starter's blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them and go around there to get into the face of the pass.
Easier said than done,
Way easier said than done. They've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Good shit. Damn, he was wide open.
That would come to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, a one-point game, 7-6.
Put them in the comments here. Tell your friends about it. Subscribe. If you have somebody that needs to learn, send them a video. Whatever it does, let's just keep this whole thing going. We appreciate you guys. And until then, I'll see you on the next Build This World episode.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Brady.
Good D.
Hello and welcome.
Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
Those of you that followed along
I missed that.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and it will be Washington football now with first and 10.
Organic way, the build us all way. This makes it automated. It takes away the variable of under and over watering. And when you do it right, it hooks up an incredible amount of horsepower underneath the hood.
Out there, really ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And for them, a touchdown the last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, you start thinking exactly what you're going to do. You don't go away from what you do.
Oh, I hit the panic button. God damn, good shit. Fucking panic button on that ass. Damn, good shit.
It's tough to quantify elusiveness, but they say he has great elusiveness, and he showed it right there with a run after the catch.
Yeah, he just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
They kind of teach you a little differently than the field of soil weapon. So if you're going to use living soil,
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead is up to 8.
They're a little bit finicky. What I mean by that is,
What's going on?
we all know
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
But the difference with autoflowers is we don't have any time to recover.
And they'll let that one go as it skips from the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Where normally if you have a veg room and if you have a flower room, as long as the veg room is healthy,
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys
you can always
offense.
pick and choose from there. You
And
can
they're coming off a 3-and-out, my
slow
friend.
veggers, you can do
I
whatever.
think they've got to look at
You
that
can
play sheet
have one take 2
and
weeks
go
too
to a
long.
spot
By
that
the
they
time
haven't
you're ready
run
to flower.
before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this
It's
offense
based
moving.
on
So how do you do that? How do you
so
shake
if you're watching this for the
You
first
look at
time,
what
you're
you're
wondering,
called before, realize it hasn't worked so
never done
well,
autoflowers.
and maybe try and find one of those
This
special
time,
plays from one of your better
the
players,
breeding's
and
changed
maybe
a lot
try and hit
since the last
something
time I
big
ran
and get
them.
things going in
Those
the
of you might be
excitement
familiar
area.
So
a decade
one
ago
play,
or
and they're
even longer.
already just shy of
Lowrider
midfield.
autoflower crosses like AK-47 Lowrider and all the other ones that were popular at the time. They weren't nearly as uniform.
Good shit, good shit. Scared my dude into running it back in the inside.
About the 49-yard line.
An area where there could
Just
be
a yard
24
on the
hours of
pickup
light.
there, and it'll bring
And
up a
because of
second
that,
and
they've
9.
developed a special feature. This type of plant, this type of ruderalis plant, it acts differently in the sense that when you plant it, it doesn't wait for the sun to get to 12 hours per day or less to start
To throw, it's Brady.
Normally indoors, what we do
Across
is
the formation, he's got a man, that's Allen. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 37.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
Good run, good run.
He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
When you plant an autoflower, it's based on time. Since the day it germinates, it's on a ticking time clock to when it's going to start to go into flower.
On first and 10, it's
It could be
ETN.
12 hours a day the whole time. It will just
And
do it.
able to get him down,
It
but
could
he
be 20
does
hours.
reach the 5.
Most people are doing it
This
18
drive
hours
was
of
better
life,
than
6 hours of
running
life.
game
Really
up
good
and out,
time.
picking up some of the slack.
And I think that's
The
coupled
last
by the
drive,
fact
they
that
went
there
3
is
and
no
out.
lights nowadays. And a lot of times running a powerful light 24 hours a day is just going to be too much light
Now
in a
Elliott.
day for
Damn, good shit, good shit.
Behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
He's already found the end zone once in this half, and they do a nice job there of pushing him backwards and denied his bid for a second score.
There are 5 seeds in here, and we only need 4 of them. But I'm going to plant them to make sure that we have 2 per earth boxes. We're going to run 2 earth boxes. And originally we were going to
Second
run
and
both
goal
these
from
earth
the
boxes
6
in the
this
same
time.
flowering tent as our normal 10 by 10. But we're going to eventually go to a 12-hour day.
They'll try again
That's going
with
to happen in the
Elliott.
next 2 weeks or less.
Good D,
It'll
good
go
D.
down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up
So
a
right now we're
third
under
down.
18-6.
Washington now going to use the
So what we're gonna
first
do
of
is
their 3
germinate these
timeouts.
seeds,
They'll have 2
everything in
remaining
10 by
as we
10.
step
And
aside
they're
here
gonna be
in
at
this
18-6.
second quarter.
When we decide to go to flower, the 10x10, we're going to take one of the earth boxes that has
And now
two
can they reverse the trend on third and
we're
goal
going to
with the
put that
last two
into
plays
a
having
special
gone
4x4
backwards?
tent that we're going to make just for the auto flowers to highlight it. Because Dad was so generous to send these to us.
Brady gonna
a lot
throw.
of people question the time.
Oh, killer. Good shit. That's to the house.
Safety Terrell Edmonds picks it.
Between one earth box with two of these
The
seeds
20.
under 12
That hurt. That hurt. That hurt.
Bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Washington touchdown.
I thought it up,
We
too.
constantly talk about defenders having great vision and being able to see plays unfold and make their own plays.
Alright,
But you
you
also have
still
to
come back.
feel as well because you can't see everything out there. See the play unfold, feel what's going on, and then get to the right spot and make your own play. And in this case, it turned out to be a highlight moment.
Alright, here come a hell of a comeback, fellas.
And the lead is up to 15 now. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Last but not least, I've got a third.
And that one will bounce
And they're all
out
going
the
to be
back of
treated
the
the
end
same.
zone. So
And I'm
we'll
going to
start
plant some
here
feminized
at the
photo
25.
periods. When I say photo period, I'm differentiating because these are normal seeds. They're going to go to flower based on the photo period when it gets reduced to 12 hours. And these will
Dallas
be
offense here
alongside
set to
the
begin the
auto
drive.
in the 10 by
And
10
following the
tent.
pick six,
So these will be
decent
next
field
all
position
three
and
boxes
throwing
will be
that
next
pick
to each
six.
other.
We'll see how they
As soon as
attack
we go to
this drive.
flower,
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now arguably the halfway point.
Oh, damn. What the fuck?
The safety Terrell Edmonds picks it, and the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
That ain't helping us right there.
In the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to
That was a
themselves,
terrible
maybe,
throw.
possibly, they're still thinking about the first one, and they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
I don't want to be behind her from the distance.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Darnold.
Just the whole time. That's not just flowering. That's from when you plant the seeds to when you harvest.
And this time
You just ain't fast enough back there, fellas.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
I was doing it like one of the
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talking about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up 3rd down now.
They have to put them into flower to determine the sex, or do DNA testing like we did. But as we've proven in season 1, all you have to do is plant the seeds. And in about 6 to 7 weeks, depending on what size container you have and what the genetics are.
Throwing quickly, Darnold, that's complete. And it'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Finally reach their sexual maturity.
That time the conversion comes courtesy of the RPO.
And know what it did? It moved the sticks. Nice pickup on 3rd down. Even better decision.
They would be growing to the point where they could start flowering. So when you go 12-12 with seed,
Darnold
you're
on
basically
first
just saying go
down.
to flower as fast as you can, but also grow for as long as it takes. And if your light's really
Throwing
good,
for his running back, and he's got it complete.
They're going to grow.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts,
day one.
as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
That'll give these just enough time to get about that big with a few leaves before they go into flower, which seems really small, but in an earth box, by the time the roots hit the reservoir and they really jump and stretch, I think you're going to be impressed with what we're able to do. Throwing some photoperiod seeds into flower
again, Darnold,
kind of treating them like they're an autoflower. And then,
what is y'all doing over there?
Washington touchdown. DK Metcalf. As
So
the first half
It's getting ugly, fellas.
and Washington able to stretch that lead out even further.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
And the reason why I'm going to direct so I'll talk about it when I do it.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Autoflowers like to be transplanted. And I guess what I mean by that
So
is
not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's
part
away.
of that is determined by their
To
environment.
return, it's Cam Sutton.
Pop a seed, it's smart
And he
enough
will
to
make
know
it to the
if it doesn't
20-yard
pop
line and no
I don't have
further.
very many resources. I better go to flower, produce some seed, produce some flower. But if you give it room,
We ain't playing like we got Brady.
it gently comes it. The other thing I'll notice is if you have a mom plant, you can keep it around.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Anything in its
And with
background,
8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to
So
try
they
to
get
put
fruit
anything
back.
together.
even under
They
25
go back to the
yards.
air here after the INT on the
Knowing they're
last drive.
restricted,
Going deep here
So
for
what I don't
Allen.
like to do is
He's got a man
start the
complete.
transplant,
And
get
with
it
just
slowed
1
down,
second
transplant.
remaining in the first
You're
half,
only
they'll
working
call the
with it. Like
timeout.
literally the day you germinate the seed, it's a ticking time bomb. So we want as much explosive growth as possible from the day they germinate. And then you want to deal with that finickiness. A lot of
So
people are
with
scared
1
to direct
second
plant
left in the
into a big
half,
bed
on
that
is
says,
the
this is
field
not
goal
rotating,
unit.
brand new.
From the left
It's not
hash,
like
this will
those
be a
worms and you rotate
52-yard
these, I can
attempt.
just directly plant right into this. If you've got like a no-till that you're trying to go into, I would say it might be best.
Motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. Hell no. Yeah, Madden ain't showing us no love today. Good game, that's a wrap.
How about that for an exciting end to the half? I mean, instead of surrendering a late field goal at the gun, they run back
Look
the
at
block
this shit.
to extend their lead.
What's that old expression? Fortune favors the bold.
Yeah, that's game.
After it, got it. Worked out pretty darn well for them.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and John.
We've talked about this a million times. You can check out those videos. This will help make the water kind of foamy, rich and sapid in. It'll make sure that this soil that's in a bag, that these bags breathe so they don't go anaerobic, so it can dry out a bit. And the peat moss can kind of repel moisture. So once we get the soil in there, we're going to make sure we use the wetting agent to make sure it's evenly moist, no dry
Okay,
pockets.
Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's
Also,
something to
the water
consider. Are
will
we
be
in
micro
for more
complete.
one-way
That'll make
traffic
sure
here
we
in
have
the
the
second
micro
half?
enzyme
It has not been a competitive game to this point.
It's
the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. Sutton now to return. And he returns this to the 22.
Because it's meant to do a job. But if you can put something in every niche that's possible, you'll have what you want. And nature will still create an ecosystem. So we're going to put beneficial bacteria, mycorrhizae, right away in the soil. That way we start to establish what we want. So those are the two products. I'm going to get the water
Dallas
side
offense here set to begin the drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster in the first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, reevaluate. You just have to go out and take pride in your work and try and put something together here in the second half. You get the sense that they're saying, we're not
Yeah, we might as well go ahead and kill this blunt. This shit is over with. It's all good.
They should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Now, a lot of times I have a bamboo stick. I didn't grab it, so I'm just going to use the shape of it.
Now Brady. And he'll go underneath here to Elliott. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
3 gallons is enough for me.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Brady's throw there complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I wonder if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
He's going to look for
Killing me.
Brady going to be intercepted a third time. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And it's a good return.
Yeah, you know that play.
Close to the 35. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here.
Watch that whole route.
Obviously not what they were striving
Good shit,
to
good
accomplish.
shit.
But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score. At least
All right, it's our first L then.
Going for
Let me get a pick.
deep ball. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Where you been at all day?
Sometimes when you lose in a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Here's second and 10.
Around in a circle and it fit really well. Otherwise, 3 fit perfectly. The shape is that it is the soil sits on top of the screen, which we'll discuss. But you can tell
This motherfucker's getting toasted out there.
And that
Well, I certainly don't want to pile it on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft and
Not at all.
there's an easy throw and catch.
Here we go.
First down.
Going for Metcalf.
Oh, shit, man. God damn. Lighten us up.
A big play that time through the air. 38 yards. We know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go band of brothers' thought process. No one left behind. No pointing fingers, no accusations. Because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up second and goal.
wicking effect that happens. And so because of that, imagine if it's this tall. That's a lot more pressure to move head.
Look at this shit.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
This is shallow.
A great effort there.
Maximize that.
His second
Embarrassing us out here, fellas.
on the year. And this Washington offense
We didn't even have the blunt lit. Bebe, what's up?
good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. 59 yards on the ground for him so far. Elliott going to get it again on second down. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the end. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Faking the give, Darnold. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now it's Darnold. And he fends him off. Able to get away. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Brandon Graham. Excellent job on that play. A big, big loss. 18 yards. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. This is caught. Really nice gain on the completion, however.
God damn, my boys is out here.
Still throwing the football here, even with the big.
Ignorant.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era with sportsmanship and all that.
The fuck?
About fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
The plants are explosively growing, and it's likely that
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
They want to determine the new space. As soon as these plants
Trying to run this one in. That is not going to be any help as they dump it behind the line of scrimmage. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Eventually, after that, the plant starts to drink it so quickly, I might be filling it every day.
Well, it be like that sometime.
I do not fill it until it's bone dry. And I'll talk about that as we grow. I normally look down the bottom. If I see a reflection, there's still water. As soon as I see no reflection, I know.
Our first L, fellas. It's a rough one.
Ability to keep the moisture of the soil from being excessively moist.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker.
Shiesty motherfucker. And the motherfucker caught it. I wasn't even looking. You dirty motherfucker. Dirty motherfucker.
Talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams.
Get this shit. What the fuck is you doing?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
We got to pay their asses back next time we meet up.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more.
What was wrong with us today?
You know, there's always exceptions to the rules. Somebody might be able to keep the reservoir full when it's hot out.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Okay? I've explained everything. That's like the whole deal. Got enough talking. Let's get this thing set up. I'll put the wheels on.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they were ultra confident coming in, that's for sure. They've won 7 straight, but number 8 not looking to be in the cards right now.
Zeke won't even spin.
To the 27.
That's all bad.
The defense was ready and looked for that run pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. He probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one.
Second down, Elliott once more.
The next thing you need to do, don't forget, I've done this before, it sucks.
Elliott a first down.
We just want it to be over with.
80 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10.
Okay, here's the soil.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense gets back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play? And then we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run front as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
I'm just going to
go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
And then I'm going to add some
They go to Elliott again. And he gets it down to the 32.
That's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Some.
They'll try the left side with ETN. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he's across for a touchdown. 2 ways. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed, I did, my good man.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and he scored another touchdown.
Well, high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Go save the gas money, the hotel, what have you.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line and a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line,
kind of reinforce around the
if they're
backside.
going to throw the ball, let them
So
throw it
that
over
this
your head
is
because they're going to run out of space
just
because
a
of the
little
back
bit.
of the end
The
zone.
tube is pretty much
Never
where I
let a
want.
guy catch one in front of you.
Now that feels pretty good. There we go. Put the rest in here. And you'll see we have room for a little more. So that's why I say a cubic foot, a lot of people will roll with. That's about enough soil.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And that means I'll have a third of a bag each, which will just be perfect.
And his throw here is incomplete.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case,
got no speed.
Football up big in the 4th quarter.
I'm going to germinate right in here. I'll move him over here.
Instead of running, Darnold's going to throw this thing.
I'm going to just go faster. This exact same thing.
And a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the Cowboys are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
That's 10 gallons of soil. There's going to be 10 gallons in each one.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got a man, that's Keenan Allen. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That catch for his career is number 731, and that's the number that Calvin Johnson ended with when he stopped his career in 2016.
Yeah, what could have been for him. So maybe now what we'll see is someone else continue to elevate their game and put this number.
Get the fuck out of here. Wow.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't
Wow.
very symptomatic what we've seen all game.
Hell no.
He's saying afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Good. I just finished watering all 3 earth boxes. And one of the things that I did that was important, which you might be excited to play for
following the fumble recovery, here's Darnold.
The moisture is moved through and it's made a nice, spongy material. Great when I was done watering, and it's still pretty wet.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football once in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
All the way until about the
Darnold
inch
from the
starts
gun.
to drop. Perfect.
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the
Here's the
sack.
other thing that's important.
Jaron Davis. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Make it even. Nature likes balance. Biology, you learn about passive transport and all that stuff. I just feel like nature's balanced. So it's not going to just stay wet on top or dry on the bottom. It's going to be evenly kind of half dry by the time you're done. So at least make sure you've got
Now on
moisture
3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Then you're not going to have to
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. They were scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And since there's 10
Here's
down,
Cameron Johnston now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter.
yours, if it was a little drier, might actually take slightly more than 10%. If it was slightly wetter, it might be a little bit less. The good news is, pretty wide margin.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a
If this is a
touchback.
no-till box and it's really active, you can actually dig out a little bit, put some seed in
About
the soil.
set for this next drive by the Cowboys
This
offense.
is all brand new.
And that unbeaten record very much in jeopardy. It's been a great first few months of the season so far, but they have run into a buzzsaw here, trailing big in the 4th quarter. And that throw behind his man, he missed him incomplete. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that, and by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run with the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the
Pressure
The
comes and down he
fuck?
goes.
Good shit. Good game.
Losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
When you're planting seeds, the size of the seed, I'll show you, that's about the depth you
A
want.
big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
But not so deep that it can't.
So for Washington, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they will head home next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, the perfect season was apparently not meant to be as they drop to 7-1. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions.
The one, the strawberry milk and cookies. I'm going to put 2 in here, and these are the brown earth boxes. Both brown earth boxes are going to have the auto flowers. The green earth box are going to have the Mount Trop Cookies photo period plant. There's the seeds. It comes in a pack. When you're opening these, just be careful because it's kind of hard to get in here and you don't want to fling the seeds everywhere. Sometimes they'll stay there. See that? How it's stuck? Up, there it goes. I just did what I didn't want to do. So the 5th seed that was in here just jumped out, and I'll look for it and grab it. All right, be careful. I was trying to show you. It stuck to the foam and it fell in the soil. I had to dig around for a second and I got the seed. So here's the 5th one right here to plant the seeds. All I'm going to do is try and push my finger in. Don't worry about the pumice too much, but I'm just going to put it about as deep as I mentioned, set it down. Now, here's something I don't always talk about. There's a direction to the seed. And so it's hard to see on here, but there's kind of a bottom where the whole seed comes together, and you can see like a knuckle on the bottom of it. At the top, it comes together perfect. At the bottom of the seed, it kind of has a knuckle on the bottom where it all comes together, and you can see it's a round nodule there where the top slopes together. A lot of people know that the seed opens like this. And it opens where it's slender to the top. It cracks and opens like
Catch me on some Call of Duty till next time.
One end is stuck and peel from the top. Same thing here. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll get some